Hello, welcome to the 13th Man podcast. I am Abraham Abhishek. If you have happened to follow Dutch cricket over the years, you would know that cricket is not new here. The Dutch Cricket Board was founded in 1883, so the game has officially been around for 140 years now in this football-mad country. But it wasn't until 10-12 years ago that the national team started taking definite steps towards professionalism. Until then, most players were not professional cricketers. They would pursue cricket after a day's work as restaurant managers, bank workers, dentist assistants, or on the weekends. Or they would use their vacation days to practice or to attend tournaments. You've got to get your hands on this book called Windmills, Dykes and Wides, written by Krijn Vrolijk and Jacob-Jan Esmeyer. It is in English and it has some hilarious anecdotes about how marginal cricket, the second biggest sport in the world, how marginal a sport it is in the Netherlands. For example, there is Klaas-Jan van Noordwijk, and for non-Dutch folks, this name is a bit of a mouthful. But if you cast your minds back, you might remember him as the guy who represented Netherlands in 2 World Cups. So in 1996 and 2003. And across the 2 tournaments, he played 9 matches and made 322 runs at an average of 46. So that guy scored 134 not out in a World Cup game against Namibia at Paarl in South Africa on a Monday. And on Wednesday, he was back at his desk in a bank with his manager asking him, "So what did you do in South Africa?" Things have changed a lot since then. A group of players in the national team now has contracts. There is proper coaching setup, coach, assistant coach, high performance manager, physiotherapist, the works. There are proper trainings. I've been told there are coaching plans tailored to individual players. The Netherlands has been in the ODI Super League, which means that for the brief period of time, 5 years, including 2 Corona years, the Netherlands is an almost full member team, the 13th best team in the world technically. So the other full member teams, the big teams, have a bit of an obligation to play a certain number of ODIs against them. And that has resulted in the so-called summer of 2022, by the end of which West Indies, England, New Zealand and Pakistan would have come down to the Netherlands and played white ball matches against the home team. So Dutch cricket has come a long way. Things have changed a lot. There was a group of players that played through the cusp of this transition. So they played for the national team when it was essentially a team of amateurs, part-timers, and when it was a more professional setup. One of these players is Mudassar Bukhari, a fast bowling all-rounder who has taken 100 international white ball wickets for the Netherlands, which is the second highest after Pete Saylor. I spoke to Mudassar on August 12 at his home in The Hague, a day before the Pakistani team landed in the Netherlands to play a 3 ODI series. So Mudassar bhai, let's start from the beginning. And by beginning, I mean the beginning of my recollection of you, which is the 2011 Cricket World Cup match that you played, I think, in Delhi versus India. You have played 3 World Cups. What is it like playing at a World Cup? You are playing at the biggest stage, you're playing big teams one after the other. You typically play in venues where there are tens of thousands of people watching. As a fan, I cannot begin to imagine what it must be like for a player out in the middle.
Now, to be honest, being an associate cricketer and the pressure we have to qualify is way more than playing in those World Cups. It's much more relaxing for us to play in a World Cup than playing in all those qualifiers which we have to go through to get to that stage. I personally feel and think that associate cricketers and all the teams who have to qualify work way more harder than the first member teams who just get a spot and play the World Cups on the higher side. When you are performing in front of nobody and you giving your 100%, you used to put your body under pressure. I think when you go on those big occasions when tons of people are watching at you, I think it's much easier. For me personally, it was much relaxing. It was a kind of feeling, okay, I have achieved it. I have achieved it where I wanted to be. And I just need to relax and I just need to do my basics. And the way when it was really pressure and I have performed, I will be able to perform here as well. So this is how it goes. I think a lot of colleagues at that time of which I have played with, they also felt the same way, like playing for those qualifiers is so much pressure, so much on the line if you lose one game. But when you have achieved it, when you qualified, it's more like reward for your hard work, and you have achieved something. Obviously, you want to do well there, but it's a great experience.
The pathway to the World Cup, the qualifying round, what was that like?
Hard, hard trainings. For India World Cup, we went to Dubai and we had to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. We were running around in Dubai like chickens to get fit to bowl. We were bowling in that desert for like 2 hours trainings, and it is proper hard trainings before you can achieve that far. And qualifiers are one game, another game, another game. Your body need to be fit 100%. You cannot come on the field one day feeling like I'm not feeling. You have to perform 100% every single game. You have to do your best, which makes you a hard cricketer as well. And when you are able to perform in those conditions, it gives you great feeling as well. It's not easy. Qualification rounds, I promise you, if you put all those first 10 members in the qualification rounds, a lot of teams will struggle. Now, obviously, they're quality players, they're playing there, this is full-time work. But being a part-time cricketer, an associate cricketer, are not paid as much as the other players, and they're not been able to just play cricket. They have to look after all the other aspect of life as well, financially, family wise, what is future ahead of you. So all those things do also play a role in your head.
Could you talk a little bit more about that? What is life like for a professional or semi-professional player in a so-called associate nation like the Netherlands? What is it like? And if you could talk about how different it is compared to a professional player in Pakistan, India, or South Africa, for example?
First of all, beside the financial stuff, the fame you get when you play for India, Pakistan, or Sri Lanka, you won't be able to walk on the street anymore. So many people will know you, so much fame will come. Without getting a salary from the BCCI or PCB or Sri Lankan Cricket Board, you will get so many sponsorships. People who want you to play with their staff, or a jersey logo or anything, and you don't even need a salary from BCCI. Beside that, that's financially from there. I think being a cricketer for associate cricket, I still remember I was studying that time in 2007, and I was also working part-time. I made my debut, so my team manager at that time told me, you've been selected for Dutch team. I said, oh fine, that's good. Okay, but you're going to Canada with us, and you will be getting 25 euros a day. I said to them, that time I had a decent job. So I said, so you want me to come with you guys to play cricket for 25 euros a day while I'm earning 150 euros a day? But I loved cricket, and I really wanted to go and play and explore.
You were born in Gujarat, Pakistan.
Yes.
At what age did you move to the Netherlands?
I was 14 when I came to Netherlands. I came in 1999.
So you have a good sense of what cricket culture in Pakistan is like. It's not like you came from there at age of 1 or 2. So you have experienced Pakistan cricket culture and you have experienced cricket culture in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Could you talk about the difference between the two?
In Pakistan, we used to play table cricket at home. I had 2 or 3 other brothers. So it was like a war, playing with against person. And I have learned that way. When you're on the field, you go 100%. You're giving your 100%. And from ball 1 onwards, you switch on. You're not chilling around. You're not, waiting. And when I came to Netherlands and I started playing cricket, I felt like, which I did understood afterwards, that people do pay to play here. So they want to have as a hobby, they want to enjoy it. So they don't want to go through all the pressure and win, or do everything to get that result. So when I came to the Netherlands, I did struggle a bit with that when guy was not doing 100% his best. And But afterwards, when you understand, like, okay, this is the situation, everybody play as a hobby, they pay the money to the club to come and play here, so they want to enjoy as well. It's not only go hard.
So you come here, you're 14, you want to play cricket. Where do you go for opportunities to play cricket?
I've been lucky with that way. I didn't go and find any opportunity. There's a tournament which used to be held by Pakistani embassy. It was called Pakistani Ambassador Cup. So it was organized by the Pakistani embassy, and who used to play against the current Dutch team at that time. So then the embassy made a team, but they were missing few players because of work or many other reasons. So my dad has a lot of friends who works for a Pakistani embassy, and one of his friends said to him, "Hey, your sons has come from Pakistan. Don't they play cricket?" My dad used to hear us always screaming when he was here. We were in Pakistan. We play cricket. He said, "Yes, they play cricket." And then they said, "Who is the best one? Who can play?" And I was the favorite child at home, and my dad said, "Yeah, he's good cricketer." So that's how I got selected in that Ambassador Cup team. So when I went to that team, and we had a match against Netherlands team. So the captain who was made by the embassy, he asked me, "What do you do? You bowl, bat, or what can you do?" I said, "I can bat, I can bowl, I can field. Whatever you need me to do, I can do it." I was the youngest one from all the team which was selected. Can't even remember all the names who were selected then. But he says to me, "Okay, you know what? You're gonna open the batting." And I said, "Okay, fine." I was just, from like 2 years back. I came from Pakistan, so I said, "Okay, fine. I'll go and open the batting." In that tournament, there was a man of the match is a return ticket to Pakistan.
Okay.
So every time you get a man of the match, it was a return ticket to Pakistan. So he asked me to open the batting, and against the current Netherlands team by then, which
And this was which year?
I think 2002, 2001. Tim De Leede, all those guys were playing. No, it was later.
Ronald Lefebvre was playing?
No, I can't remember which year it was, but it was around then. I ended up scoring 124 not out, opening the batting against them, and I also took 5 wickets. So I was man of the match. Peter Control, you know the name? He was the coach at that time. He asked around, "Where do you play? Which club you play?" I said, "I don't play cricket. I just study. I need to learn Dutch." My dad says, "You have to learn Dutch." That was then. By that time, I was not even playing crop cricket in Netherlands. So then I got a man of the match. Everybody knew that Mudassar is somewhere. He's a good cricketer and this and that. And then I went back to study and didn't play for another 2 years. Didn't play any cricket. And then again the Ambassador Cup came. I play again. I scored 94 again. Got again man of the match ticket. But then can't remember who the coach was. He told me, "You need to go to a club. You're a good cricketer. You can make a future out of it. You can hit the ball hard. You bowl really well, and you're quite active. So why don't you get a club?" So I went to call club HBS. It was near here in The Hague. So I played a season there.
And this is what age?
Young, 18 I think. Or I played the Flamingos for them, like the youth teams for them, together with Alexei Karvazei, who plays for Worcestershire. And then from there onwards, there was a Pakistani club called Asian, who used to play a class a little higher. They used to play first class. Then I went up playing for them 2 seasons. And there was a club, VVV, who got promoted from first class to Hofklasse. And the The captain of the team was Sajjad, a guy called Sajjad. Everybody calls him Dr. Saab. So they asked, I was performing well, I played all right. He said, why don't you come and play in the highest league in Dutch team? Then Dutch in Netherlands, maybe you will get selected high. So while I was playing in the Hoofdklasse the first year, I went to Abu Dhabi for that year. 2005 was that. And then I performed 2 years in Hoofdklasse.
We were talking about it off camera, but if you could explain again that Abu Dhabi tournament, what tournament was that?
It was the opening for the Sheikh Zayed Stadium. Netherlands A was invited to join Pakistani A, India A, and Sri Lanka A. At that time, India had like a proper big names who are big names now were playing for them already, like Robin Thapa, Shekhar Devan, Venugopal Rao, RP Singh, VRV Singh, all those guys, like a few other big names which I can't remember now. And same goes for Pakistan, Hafiz, Umar Gul, Misbah Haq. Those guys were playing in the A team at that time. So, and some big names for Sri Lanka as well. And beside that, the Dutch team was invited. So it was a great experience for us to be playing against those guys and getting the experience and playing in that heat in Abu Dhabi and on those flat wickets. It was a good experience.
So at this point, you have reached a stage where you're representing the Netherlands at the A team level. Until this point, have you received any coaching?
No. In Dutch, I think they have changed now. They have put more time in the youth and the A teams and the younger generation guys. I was just playing club cricket. I was working. I was studying, and suddenly I was not even involved in Dutch team, and I got the opportunity to play in that A team. Because I had performed and they were seeing, okay, this guy can bat and ball, and maybe I was available then to travel.
So this change that you talk about, you mentioned that at this point there is much more emphasis on coaching in the Dutch system. At what point, as far as your memory goes, at what point did things start changing towards that?
If I can be really honest with you, there was always certain talent and certain guys who were already playing for Dutch team, and the coaching and the cricket board also did try to make the first team priority because they were earning money for the whole cricket board. So they were getting all the trainings, and every time we had the tour a month before or 3 weeks before, we start coming together and start practicing and training together. I think when we went in 2011, we went to that World Cup. After the World Cup, there were 6 guys who got actually contracted by the cricket board. Before that, nobody was contracted. Nobody was even getting paid. You were just getting paid the daily fee, like 50 euros or 60 or 25 euros a day, which you were on traveling to get that food. Beside that, you were not even getting paid. So when we came back from 2011 World Cup, that was when the contract culture started here, and that was when those 6 guys who were contracted, or I think now are more than 6 guys contracted, were actually forced to come to practices. Okay, you are contracted, you get a salary, you have to come to work. But before that, it was just like fun. It was just like no coaching, nobody was, and even it was a Dutch team training, but you have to work.
Were you one of those 6 players?
Yes, I was actually one of the first players who got contracted for Dutch team.
And then did you continue working on the corporation that you were working for? I don't want to take their name. Let's just say that they are an international fast food giant. Did you continue a corporate job after that?
No. There was a thing going with that. The corporation asked me not to go to World Cup in 2011 because it was in summer period and it was very busy here for work, and I had 6 restaurants which I needed to manage. And before that, I had an accident, so I couldn't work for 3 months. So I had resigned my job to go to the World Cup because I wanted to play a World Cup. Cricket was always in my mind. So I quit my job. I went to play World Cup, and when I came back, the day I landed here, Netherlands offered me a contract. So I was one of the guys straight away who got a contract. So it came on on a good timing.
Going back to the fact that you were born in Pakistan and came here at the age of 14.
Yes.
So there is this stereotype about the South Asian community that wherever they go or wherever they might be born, one piece of their sort of native culture they will not let go of is cricket. Is that also true for the South Asian community in the Netherlands? Is it very involved, very interested in cricket?
To be honest, I would love to say yes on it, but if I see the youth now, I don't see many much more talented guys coming further, who can be in future really good players. I can just name few on my fingers, Asian, Pakistani guys who are involved in top league or are in Dutch circle. Like Musa is there, Shiraz is there, Vikram is there, and that's about it.
Why do you think that is? Has something changed, or was there always only a few players that you could count on your fingertips?
No, definitely not. When I started playing cricket here, it was crazy. Guys love to play cricket. They come to trainings, and even the lower leagues were like proper competitive. And now I'm playing in top league, and I personally feel it's not that competitive anymore. The cricket standards are not that high anymore because there is no youth development. Even if you look at the Dutch team, if the county players or players from outside don't come here, there are not many good local talent players who are actually playing cricket in Netherlands. Like they have to call Myburg back after retirement. Well, fair enough, but there should be replacement already long ago for him. With all respect, Myburg is still the best player we have on the top of the order. But Vikram should be performing consistently. Musa should be in the team performing consistently. There are a few other guys who are performing in top league, but when they take the next step, it's a big gap. It's a big gap. It's a different environment, different pressure, different kind of bowlers,
So from what you're telling me, in 2011, there was a push towards greater professionalization.
Exactly.
But somehow this has led to a situation where there is not that much talent coming up from the grassroots to the top level.
I personally think the KNCB board system needs to be changed.
How so?
I was selected in 2005, and still the same people are in charge in KNCB. So if the mindset doesn't change, if you don't grow with the time, then there won't be any changes. Yes, Netherlands is doing all right on international scale. We are number 14 or 15. Why? Not because of the Dutch local players. How come Tom Cooper is back after 10 years of absence? There should be another player, younger player who should be getting chance. He's making 2, 3, 4, 5. He's not even made a 50. Why won't you give a chance to a younger player who will play another 10 years for you? No disrespect to Tom Cooper. He's a good friend of mine. But if you look ahead, if I have retired in 2016 for Dutch team, these days these Dutch guys play way more game than we used to play. And somebody hasn't even crossed my leading wicket taker. There is something wrong. Then you're not developing enough good pace bowlers. If you have to bring Tom Cooper back or Myburg back after 10 years, then is there something basic wrong? You're not developing enough good batsmen. And that's the problem. And you have brought Tom Cooper in, but now you have, how you say it, 10 प्लेयरों को दूर कर दिया अपने से, यूथ को जो देख रहे थे कि शायद मैं सेलेक्ट हो जाऊं.
So what I hear from you is that among the authorities, there is a general lack of confidence on younger players.
Yes.
And then about the South Asian community, you were saying that not enough players are coming through. And some of that has to do with a general decline in enthusiasm about the sport.
Yes. And if I talk to a few people who are playing currently cricket, even not even high level, the first thing I heard from them, they're saying, oh, we're not going to get selected anyway. Why not, bhai? If you perform, if you work hard, you cannot be getting selected if you perform in a 2A team. You have to come and perform on the higher level, top league. You have to be able to practice. You have to. You should be able to give some time to cricket as well. They don't want to practice. They don't want. They are talented. They can hit a ball or they can bowl a ball, but they're not disciplined. They're not fit. All those need the whole. You need a whole package for international cricket.
Talking about this sense of belonging or lack of it, last year there was this match in top classer which had to be cancelled because there was some kind of a racial exchange between the players. I think I think it was a match between the VOC and the
HCC.
The HCC, yeah, the HCC. So yeah, what were your feelings? What was your reaction when you first heard of that incident? Did it remind you of anything you personally might have experienced while playing cricket? Is this a widespread thing, or do you think this was a one-off incident?
I personally think within the local players there is no discrimination. I have played almost 20 years cricket now here, and you know that thing what happened. I know that guy very well personally, and he's such a nice guy. And I've been lucky. I didn't play any youth cricket or any club cricket. I was straight away in the Dutch team, and how you say it, I was straight away a big thing for all the players. So nobody actually dared to say anything to me, and I was performing. I was working hard. I was really doing well, and I personally also not a big chat boy on the field. I just stare while I bowl or I just smash. So I don't have a change of words a lot with players. I haven't experienced any discrimination by then or now. Even the players who used to play with me or they know me, they do really respect me, and I think that culture is really good in Dutch cricket. Sometimes teams do get in, they do get influence from the players, overseas players, mostly South African players who like to chat a lot. But all over, I think, is quite friendly.
I wanted to ask, I'm from India. I've been living here almost a decade now. And if there's a match between India and the Netherlands, I would be really torn. I would really have to think about who to support when I go to the stadium or sit in front of the TV. Eventually, I think I would support the Netherlands because they would be the underdogs, and I tend to support underdogs. What is it like for you? We are having Pakistan over, and you spent your first 14 years in Pakistan, and now you're a Dutch person. Who would you be rooting for?
To be honest, I'm a very proud Pakistani guy who has loved every single bit of opportunities and cricket I've played. I had that discussion with my wife a lot of the time, even when India, Pakistan are playing. For me, I'm a neutral person. I like cricket. If Kohli scores 100, I really love it. Even as against Pakistan. You know, I don't involve sport with countries. I'm a little different. If they play against Pakistan and any Dutch guy who will perform, I will be really happy for him. I will be really enjoying his batting or bowling or skills he will show at that time. And there are certain players who I really like to watch, and I love when they perform. But all over, if you ask my personal view of watching a game, I'm watching who is performing, who is batting or who is bowling. In which color he is, it's all right for me.
We are recording the podcast on, what's the date today? August 12th. From the 16th, yes, 16th, 18th and 21st, there are 3 ODIs against Pakistan. And, it's a big deal for us. We're not used to seeing big teams come down here and want to play with us. Personally, I'm looking forward to watching Mohammad Rizwan. I hope he plays. I hope he's not rested.
He's playing.
Okay, great. I was also hoping to see a lot of Shaheen, but I heard he will only play one match.
He's rested.
Anyways, Which of the Pakistani players you are looking forward to watch live in action, in the flesh?
To be honest, I would love to watch Babar Bet. At VOC is gonna be very small ground, and I'm actually looking forward to see Bas Bet and Max. I really want them to perform well against Pakistan and to be successful. I haven't seen Dutch squad who is selected against Pakistan, but I saw, I think Shiraz is selected as well, and I hope he gets opportunity and he performs. He's a very good young enthusiast young player who really, even Musa, both brothers, they really love cricket, and even their dad is really cricket crazy. So I really want them to perform well, and I hope they get success.
So you know the family, you know the father.
I know them really well.
What are they like?
They're cricket crazy, 24/7 cricket. They eat cricket, they sleep cricket. They even have a build indoor facility for Shiraz and Musa in a warehouse in Amstelveen or in Amsterdam somewhere. His dad loved cricket, played his whole life cricket.
Talking of Bas, we heard yesterday that he's been picked up by the UAE League franchise of MI. I don't know what they're going to be called eventually. I hope they come up with a better name.
Yes.
How big a deal is that? I mean, we've had Dutch players playing big time franchise leagues in the past. We've had Ryan Ten of course. We've had Dirk Nannes. But Bas is, I don't know how else to put it, but Bas is perhaps the first homegrown player who's making it big like this. How big a deal do you think that is?
Bas, I'm really happy for him. I think at the moment he deserves it. He's been really working really hard behind the scenes in winters, and I think he definitely deserves it. What it goes for the local other players or youth, I have a bit of mixed feeling about it because even before Brandon Glover has played county cricket, Tendus Khate has played for KKR, playing county cricket. I hope that Bossy comes back and gives back to the youth here and help them grow as well. It's good for them to get this opportunity and get the experience. And when financially and when the fame comes, then everybody leaves from here, goes, and obviously you look for better opportunities, but that doesn't help the system here. I don't want him to play cricket here, but I want the people who are involved to see the bigger picture. If I can give you one example, I've played 10 years for Netherlands. I've played 156 games for them, performed day in, day out for them, won so many man of the matches for them. Pakistan is coming, my home country. I haven't even been invited from the KNCB board to come and see the game, or the Dutch culture needs to be changed a little bit to respect and give back to the players who have performed for you, who have given their personal financial stuff or personal private time which they could have spent with their family to this cricket. It's not about buying that 50 euros ticket, but you want to get that respect. And I'm not only telling you that, it's just I have also spoken a lot of Dutch members who are currently involved in cricket board. I've told them as well, like, guys, what are you doing? Why not? What is this going to cost you? Nothing. But you will show some respect of my services to me, or to Hassan Malik, who has also played a long time for you guys. So those things need to be changed. I'm not telling myself that I've been big player for Dutch team, but you can look at the stats and you can decide yourself, or everybody else can decide themselves what I have performed for Dutch team, how many services I have given here. So that was also one of the thing of mine which I was really upset and angry about with the cricket board. Like, they need to start respecting players.
And is it a general complaint of players like you who played both in the professional era and before that in the amateur or semi-professional era when you were playing more out of passion than as a career? Do you see a sense of disconnect or a sense of lack of recognition that pre-professional era players feel with the current dispensation, the current establishment?
It's all over mentioned. I've been leading wicket taker for Dutch team for years now. I've been never involved to one training for them. To just come and practice, have a look or talk to the guys. Or I've played 4 World Cups for Netherlands. I've been involved in 2009, played in 2011, played in 2014, played in 2016. 4 World Cups. I have won man of the match in World Cup against England in 2014 in Bangladesh. I've taken so many wickets for Netherlands in all formats. I've performed for them, so I have that experience. I've been playing in club cricket here for the last 18 years. I've never been asked to come to practice or what are your thoughts? Can you tell these youngsters anything? I would love to, but you don't just go yourself. So that's what I'm talking about. The KNCB system need to be changed. They need to involve players who have performed. They need to get those experience skills. They keep calling a county cricketer who had never had an international experience. No disrespect to him, but he hasn't bowled in the World Cups.
Do you think past players are not looked up to as sources of guidance for the current team because they did not play their cricket as professionally as the current bunch, including those who might have performed?
But because of the past players, they are playing at this level at the moment. Otherwise, like the Belgium, they would have been playing in Division 44 or something. Because of the past players who have paid out their own pocket to perform and get that status for the Dutch team, though. We have got that one-day status for Dutch team. We have qualified for the World Cups. We have won the leagues for. We set the base. Even we're not fully professionals, but we were the guys who were like performing, winning the games to get this status. We were who played like 4 or 5 time World Cups. You don't qualify just for World Cup. We made histories,
I can speak from a fan's point of view, and nobody who has followed Dutch cricket over the years is going to forget or discount the contribution of former players to the national team and Dutch cricket in general reaching this more professional era. The stories of those who played for the national team while holding down day jobs and for little else but passion for the game, these are not just stories we tell at dinner parties for a laugh. We tell these stories out of gratitude. Thanks for your time, Mudassar bhai.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much for your time, and you came all the way from there to here.